Hey guys, so I've gotten tons of messages from people telling me that they got scammed or their account was hacked by someone in Ninja.io and they asked me for help or advice. And I've gotten like over 5 Discord messages about this probably within the last 2 months. And I'm not the developer, so there's nothing I can actually do to help you get your gold or account back. But for that reason, I am making this video to hopefully help you guys make sure you never fall for another Ninja.io scam again. A lot of this stuff may sound super self-explanatory, but I've heard from tons of people who have fallen for scams in Ninja.io and lost all of their progress, which is why this video unfortunately does need to be made. First off, the biggest and most obvious piece of advice I can give is do not give your password to anyone under any circumstances. The developer of this game will never ask for your password. If anybody claims they're the developer or ask for any kind of information from you, then they are lying and trying to scam you. You have to remember this, please. No one trustworthy will ever ask you for your password. This point really needs to be emphasized. There are people that pretend to be me, pretend to be Deadshot, pretend to be the developer, but they are all scammers. Please do not trust them. Something people often fall for is they become friends with someone in the game and then they give their new friend their password, which again, you should never do. It does not matter if they are your best friend. Do not ever give them your password. It's your account, not theirs, and you need to keep it safe. I mean, just think about it. Is it really worth the risk to lose all of your progress and gold over one mistake? When people are asking for your password, it's because they want to steal your account. Please do not trust them. There is no actual, proper, trustworthy reason anybody would ever need your password. And if they are asking for it, it's because they're trying to steal gold from your account or trying to outright steal your account. Do not trust them, no matter what story they tell you. I have a best friend that I've known for over 5 years actually now, and of course I know him in real life as well, not just online, and again, for over 5 years. And he plays Ninja.io too, but even he doesn't know my password, and I don't know his. Neither of us know each other's passwords, and because he's actually a good friend who doesn't want to scam me, he has never even once asked me for my password. And if he did ask for my password, I would just say no. It's not disrespectful or rude to say no to your friend. All you're doing is setting boundaries, and that is okay and something important to do. If they are actually a good friend, they'll understand and not ask you again. Just say no. Another thing that is super important to do and can really help protect your account is making sure your account is linked to your email. You can do this when you first register to the game, and currently there is no way to add an email to an unlinked account that's already been made, but I think this feature is super important to add and really does need to be added to the game, and because of that I went ahead and sent a message about this to the developer just tonight, so hopefully he'll add that feature soon. I don't see why it wouldn't be added, so chances are if you're watching this video in the future, you will be able to link your email to your account. And if you haven't done so already, please pause the video right now, go to your account under settings, then go to account and link your email. Make sure that your account is linked to an email if it isn't already. It could end up saving your entire account, all your progress, and not to mention it's very useful if you forget your password. So it is very well worth the 2 minutes it takes to set up. And if you don't have an email of your own, you can ask one of your parents to link theirs to your account. Just do your best to get an email linked to your account, otherwise you risk losing all of your progress over a single mistake. One more thing to note is make sure your email password is different from the password you use for Ninja.io or for other sites. Otherwise, if a scammer or hacker gets one of your passwords, they might be able to use it to get into your accounts on other sites, which, of course, you obviously really do not want. So make sure that you're using unique and different passwords for each site. Moving on from getting scammed out of your account, another thing people often fall for is gold scams. A scammer might ask you to send them a certain amount of gold and say they'll pay you back extra or pay you right away. But in reality, they are lying and they are trying to scam you. If you send that scammer gold, they won't give you anything back. They will just take your gold and log off. Think about it logically. Why would anyone want to give you free gold? I mean, and is sending them this gold worth, is sending them gold worth the risk of losing potentially all of your hard-earned gold, depending on how much they're asking for? The answers are obvious. They have no reason to give you free gold, and they're trying to steal from you. Risking your hard-earned gold that you spent maybe days, weeks, or even months collecting is just not worth it. Don't do it. Lots of scammers will try and come up with excuses to explain why they need the gold or try and make you feel bad and guilt you into paying them, but you need to understand that this is all a trick and they are trying to fool you. What you need to do is just mute the scammer. You can do this by right-clicking on their name in-game and then click the mute button. Once you do that, you won't see any of their messages anymore. Please do not fall for scams. And something else that's super important to remember is don't allow other people to get scammed in front of you. If you see a scammer going after someone and trying to scam them out of their account, step into the chat for a second and help protect the victim from getting scammed. Don't just let it happen. And I know that may sound kind of hypocritical for me since, I play with the chat off, but I would actually step in even though it's distracting if I saw this happening. My chat is off, so it's hard for me to see, but if I did, I would. And for all of you guys who play with your chat on, please, we are relying on you. All of us chat off people are relying on you to step in on our behalf. Just don't let people get scammed. If you see it happening, please stop it. Even if a friend you've known for a very long time is asking you for gold, just tell them, sorry, but I don't give gold to anyone. And again, if they can't respect your decisions and boundaries, then they aren't a good friend and you can just go ahead and unfriend them. If a friend is asking you for anything and you tell them, no, sorry, I don't feel comfortable giving you that, and they keep pushing you, they're not a good friend. It doesn't really matter what it is about. Friends should respect each other's boundaries. And if they can't do that, they're not a good friend. On the topic of gold scams, you will often see people playing on low-level accounts asking you for gold and saying that they have none. But frankly, a lot of these people actually do have gold and are just using these low-level accounts to steal more. They are usually alt accounts, which means it's a player who made fake low-level accounts to steal gold. It's not their main account. And when you give them gold and they steal it from you, they just send it back to their mains. So these people asking you for gold over and over and over, crying about how they have no gold and can't buy customizations, half the time do have a lot of gold and are just trying to scam you. And it's unfortunate that so many people are scammers, but it's the ugly truth we do have to face. You just need to tell these people no or ignore them. One last thing to mention is your password security. Most people who get their account stolen in this game, at least so far, have had it happen because they gave their password to someone. But there have also been times where hackers, actual hackers this time, have just guessed people's passwords because they were too weak and stolen their accounts that way. Obviously, you do not want this to happen, so to prevent it, make sure your password is strong. At the very least, try and make sure your password is reasonably long, has some capital letters somewhere in there, and also includes some numbers. If you can remember a symbol, it's also good to add one. Just make sure your password isn't something that can be guessed and isn't related to like your name or something. Like if your name is Apple, don't put your password as like banana or like Apple123 or something, you know, like be a little bit creative. Don't do something that can be guessed. To summarize, if somebody is asking for your gold or password for any reason, especially for your password, tell them no. And if they ask you again, no matter who they are or how you know them, mute them and unfriend them. Do not continue the conversation with them because they're just going to try and trick you. These scammers are manipulative and, frankly, evil. I don't use that word lightly, and I don't like using that word, and I'm also aware this is a .io game, but that doesn't excuse their behavior. People who go out of their way to steal someone's hard-earned progress and destroy the account that they worked hard to build and are proud of by stealing their gold, or even worse, account, are honestly evil. Please do not fall for these scams. Protect your progress and work. Don't give other people gold, and never give anyone your password. Now, before I sign off, there's one last topic I want to cover, and that is the topic of so-called Ninja.io hacks and Aimbot. Sometimes scammers will tell players that they have Ninja.io hacks hidden away and ask players to download something that will give them Aimbot or click on a link. But I'll just be blunt here, do not fall for this. It is fake and it will give you a virus. Scammers do this to get you to download malware, which is a virus that steals your personal information and passwords. If someone tells you to download something or click on a link for Ninja.io hacks, never do it. These scammers that are asking you to do it are only doing so to try and hack into your computer. This is actually super dangerous and can cause a lot of damage to your actual life, not just your Ninja.io account. So make sure to never ever download anything that people claim are hacks, and never click on any links those people send you. And yes, clicking on a link can give you a virus. You can get computer viruses just by opening a website, even with an antivirus software. Alright, anyways, I've covered all the major stuff. I hope this video helps, and I'm sorry if a lot of it seemed super self-explanatory, but again, lots of people were falling for these scams, so clearly it wasn't that self-explanatory, and this video needed to be made. Thank you for watching, and if you know someone who you think might get scammed or has been scammed in the past, please share this video with them so we can inform everybody and, get people to stop falling for this stuff. As a community, let's do our best to protect others from falling for scams, getting computer viruses, getting their accounts stolen. Like, some of this is really dangerous stuff. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your time.